So originally I was telling the story about these group of vigilantes in Arizona, on the Arizona side of the Mexican border. And then after filming with them for about 4 months, my father sent me an article about the autodefensas in Michoacan. And right when I read it, I knew I wanted to create this parallel story of these two groups who were fighting, a shared enemy, the Mexican drug cartels. I think for me, when I started this film, I thought I understood the story. I thought it was a story of good versus evil, of guys in white shirts fighting against guys in black shirts. And very quickly, I realized that the story is much different. This battle between good and evil was much more gray, that the lines between good and evil were much more blurry. And so constantly sort of reevaluating what the story was, who the good guys were and who the bad guys were. We could be in an aperitivo on a mission in the back of a truck, and we really didn't know if we were with the good guys or the bad guys. And we ended up with a story, that we never ever could have dreamed of or written or scripted, that just unfolded before us, over the year that we filmed. To live in a world of fear, to live in a world where you can't trust the very institutions that are there to protect you. To live in a world where they fear that those very institutions are either not there at all, or they're perhaps colluding with the cartels. That's a very scary world. And there's been so much suffering and so much pain for many years. And that's what this movement was born out of. It was born out of that suffering. It was born out of that fear. We all hope that this film can generate a very important conversation in the US about this war that's happening in the country just south of us, a war that we're tied to. We consume the drugs that are the basis for this violence and for this war, and a very important conversation in Mexico, and hopefully showing people a world that they have never really seen before, that they read about in the headlines, but they don't normally get to see. And hopefully that can help, provoke an important conversation here in Mexico.
They're taking back what is theirs from the cartel.
Hay una ley que se llama ojo por ojo y diente por diente. Fíjense para atrás. ¿Con quién trabajas?
With the lucky ones, for now.